Hi everyone, this is Tuplex. Welcome back. The message that you're looking at is a result of me disabling the Bob's Greenhouses mod. I had a couple strong suggestions not to use it and instead use the Angel's bioprocessing, biochemical, whatever. Use Angel's bioscience stuff to make trees instead. So that's what I'm going to do. We'll use the arboretums, I think it's pronounced. I need to figure out the process and how all that works. I've never used it before, but there is a way now with Angel's mods that you can make wood, and it's a much more complicated process than Bob's greenhouses are. So we'll be doing that instead. Thanks for the suggestions. Speaking of that, I am currently very enthusiastic about the new series, so I have been recording a lot of episodes in a fairly short amount of time. So if you make a suggestion and it takes me several episodes to address your suggestion or comment on it in the game, I'll reply to your comments on the videos pretty quickly usually. But if it's like a few episodes before you see me implement a good suggestion, it's because I am currently about 5 episodes or so ahead of my publication schedule. So there's going to be a little bit of a lag. I'm not going to be able to keep this up for a long time, but I'm just fairly enthusiastic right now. So I've been playing a lot. All right, so let's get back to work. I changed my research queue a little bit. I put steel at the top of the list, just behind the loaders, because we actually need steel for the crawler and the robots, so there's no point in getting that done first and not being able to make the steel. So steel's going to be our first priority today. Let's see, how am I doing on inserters? I could use some inserters, and I'm going to take half of that box of belts. We're doing okay on the electronic boards, but let's kind of reload all this stuff here. All right, we have some more resin, so we can start to make more solder. Yeah, we need more tin plate before we can make more solder plates. Okay, and then that goes, no, here we need copper cable for the tinned wire. There we need tinned wire. We already have all that. Okay, there we go. So now we'll start making more circuits. We'll grab some more carbon, put that in there. All right, so we just want to keep all that running. All right, so we did finish loaders. If you've never used a loader before, I love using these things. And I'll show you why right now, and I think you're going to understand why I like using loaders. All right, let's get rid of this. And let me show you something really cool. I'm going to empty this belt. All right, so if I put a loader here, coming out of that, I get a full belt of wood. And the loaders go in the other direction as well. So you can load into or load out of chests or production buildings with loaders, and they will give you a full belt. Now there are 3 tiers of loaders, so the only ones I can make now are the yellow ones, and those will give us, you can see in that tooltip there where it says belt speed, 13.33 items per second. That is exactly the same as a yellow belt. So later on we'll be able to get red and blue loaders as well. These come in really handy. So over here as well, and this is the reason why I made 3 of these things. Right, so instead of using all this stuff, we can put one loader going in. Right, and you can change the direction by pressing the R key. Right, and then we'll have one loader coming out. The other thing that you can do is you can set filters on what is coming out. So if you have if you have a structure with more than one item in it, you can have a couple different loaders, each one filtered for different items, and then separate them onto their own belts. So it's really nice mod. Actually, I think I would like to make this more symmetrical. So what I'm going to do is just down here, I'm going to change that. That just feels a little bit better to me. And then we'll put our extra stone in there. Okay, so let's go take care of steel. Now that we can actually produce it. My game is running a little bit laggy right now. I don't know if it's... I probably just need to reboot. I haven't rebooted in a while. It's not too bad though, so I'm going to go ahead and continue. All right, so now we have iron ore. And what we can do is, let me actually make a couple of... No, actually yellow inserters are going to be fine. No, they're not. Let me make some fast inserters. I'm sorry, I'm going back and forth here. Let me upgrade this to fast inserters. Now, this is 2 in and 3 out. 3 out every second. If I just do 1, or actually it's 2 out every second. So 1 fast inserter should be enough. The third one that comes out is going over here. We might need a fast inserter there. Okay. And then over here, yeah, we're doing fine with those yellow ones. Will that come out right? Yeah, okay, good. All right, so we'll make the steel over here. So how do we do that? Well, first of all, we need, and I'm going to try to align this with what we're doing down there. First, we need a blast furnace. Okay, and in this first blast furnace, we're going to make iron ingots. And those are made 24 iron ore, give us 24 iron ingots. Okay, so that's step 1. And then you'll notice that these also require fuel. So the other thing that we're going to have to do, unfortunately, I have this coal line right here. So we're going to bring some coal up there. So I'm going to have to split this twice. And we can do it like that. No, let me do this a different way. Because this one needs fuel too, so I'm going to really need to bring coal up in another way, but we'll get to that in a moment. Okay, so I think I can put 1 fast inserter here. That ought to be enough to feed this. Okay, so when we make the iron ingots, we're going to get 24 every 4 seconds. So that means 6 per second. And then from there, we're going to make steel ingots. Okay, because steel ingots take iron ingots and oxygen. And those require 24 every 4 seconds as an input. And then we're only going to get 6 out. All right, so to do 24 in 4 seconds, that's 6 per second. Well, for this to run at full speed, I would need a couple of fast inserters at least. With stack bonuses. But in this case, I'm really not making the ore that fast. So it's not going to bother me too much if we're not running at full speed on this. Okay, and then, like I said, this also requires oxygen gas, which we'll get to in a second. So once we have the steel ingots, those will be passed into an induction furnace, and this has a pipe output, and if you rotate it, it'll change which output is active, right? It doesn't actually rotate because of the graphics, but So we're going to set this to make molten steel. And it makes 120 molten steel. So essentially one steel ingot, or one ingot of any kind, makes 10 units of molten metal. Okay, and then if we pass the molten steel into a casting machine, we can tell it to cast steel plates. And that takes 40 molten steel every 4 seconds. This could make 120 every 4 seconds. So if this were to be running at full speed, we would need at least 3 of these, but it's not going to run at full speed. So one is going to be just fine. All right, so I'll just put one fast inserter there. And then we can put, I'll just put a pair of slow inserters coming out. And actually, let me also put a couple of chests, just so we can buffer those. All right, and that'll be our steel out, and I'm going to limit these to 4 stacks each. Okay, so we'll need a power pole right there, and I'll throw a light in there as well. Okay. So that's how that's going to work. Okay. So I'll give this some coal to get started. Once this loads 24, then you'll see it start to make the ingots. Those ingots will get passed over here, and then it's waiting for oxygen. So let's figure out in which ways we can get oxygen. We have several options. One is to electrolyze water, turn that into oxygen and hydrogen and slag. If we do it with purified water, then it removes the slag from the equation. The way that I think I want to do it is with compressed air. So we can use an air compressor to compress air, and then we can use a chemical plant, and I'll use the Angel's chemical plant to turn that into nitrogen and oxygen. And that way we don't need to bring water over here. All right, so let's look for the air filters. Okay, we need to get some circuit boards for that. Okay, and we're finished the research that we needed for the bots and stuff, which is great. Yeah, I'd like to do some of that inserter research next. So let's queue up a few of those. Near inserters. This will allow us to adjust our inserters to drop items on the near side of the belt instead of the far side of the belt. That'll be really nice. You know, I need to look at the tree. Near inserters, more inserters, long inserters too. Okay, yeah, let's do all of those. All right, we'll do long inserters 2. We'll do more inserters 1. Inserter capacity bonus 1 is also going to be real nice. Stack inserters I'm not going to do yet because I think those need the white circuit boards, and it's going to be a while before we can make those. All right, so let's go get some basic circuits so that we can finish what we're doing up there with the steel. All right, so we'll make one air filter, and then what machine did we need? We needed, okay, a chemical plant Mark 1. Yeah, I think that's the Angel's version of the chemical plant. For some of these production machines, it gets a little confusing because sometimes you have like the vanilla unit and the ones that come from the mods, and I don't always remember which is which. And Shouldn't I get a tooltip on those? I wonder if I have my tooltips turned off. Yeah, let me turn that on. Okay, yeah, this is the Angel's chemical plant. All right, I think I'm going to put it up here. So I'm just going to rotate this so that we have the oxygen input up top here. We'll remove some of those trees. Let's start with the chemical plant itself. And we want that to separate nitrogen and oxygen. And the game was nice enough to put the oxygen in the right place. I'll make a stone pipe just because I have more stone than I have iron on me. So that can go there. And then the air filter. Yeah, actually let me move this so we can arrange this horizontally. There we go. I want the air separation. So I'm going to need a couple more pipe sections. All right, and then compressed air. We should be able to just insert directly. And that only needs electricity to run. Okay, there it goes. All right, so we have oxygen and, oh, shoot, I'm putting the wrong stuff in there. All right, there we go. There's the oxygen. Now this is going to back up soon because it doesn't have anywhere to send the nitrogen. So for that, I need a flare stack, and I don't think I've researched that yet. No, I have not. So let's prioritize flare stacks. It's not going to take too long. The flare stack basically just allows us to burn up excess gas that we don't need. So the nitrogen, I'll just run into a flare stack and it'll disappear. All right. While we're waiting for that, I think if I just put a few pipes there, that'll suck up at least some of the nitrogen. The other thing that we could do is make a tank, but I don't want to waste materials to make a tank. Okay, so we're finally getting some steel plates. Now the efficiency here is much better, and you can use Hellmod to see that. So let me delete this, and let me just show you how you can see those differences. So here's a steel plate from molten steel. That's the recipe we're using. Now let's say we want 100 steel plate. This will tell me how many ingredients I need. So if we start with, yeah, molten steel, steel ingots, iron ingots. Okay, so this tells me that for 100 steel plates using this method, I need 400 iron ore. So that's basically 4 ore to 1 plate, right? But if we were to do this with a different method, so let's say that we're doing steel plates in the furnace. Actually, I don't even know if I can show that recipe. No. Well, I mean, there we know that it's 30 plates. So with this, 30 plates would take, I don't know how much ore, but anyway, this is much more efficient, as you can see. Sorry, I didn't do the math completely. But anyway, we now have a lot of steel plate, and we didn't do much. So this is how we're going to be making steel plate. While we're waiting for flare stacks, we can go ahead and add this to the bus. So let's do that. All right, so we're going to have 2 iron, 1 copper, and 1 steel. And also what I would like to do is see if I can make 2 more loaders. Yes, I can. Actually, I'm just going to make all the loaders that I can, because I love using loaders. They are very nice. Okay, and you can use a loader with small boxes as well. Now the thing is, if you want to go like from this machine into a box, you actually have to use 2 loaders like that. One to take it out and then one to put it in. Right, so I could have that go into a box and then I could put another loader there. I'll show you how that works, but to me that's just kind of a waste of loaders. Alright, so let's make a flare stack. I think that's in Petrochem. Yeah, there we go. Flare stack. We only need 1. Flare stacks, I think, can take 1,000 per second. So usually just 1 will be enough. Unless you're doing something in high volumes. Okay, so this should be able to run continuously now. Right, so whenever there's 100 nitrogen gas, it'll burn it up and it'll disappear, and that'll allow us to keep the oxygen coming out. Now for this, the air filter is actually slower than the chemical plant, so this is what is going to limit this process. Another thing that we could do is we could make a storage tank. Yeah. This Petrochem small inline tank, this is in the fluid control section. These are really nice. These hold 20,000 of any fluid, either liquid or gas. And they're very compact, as you can see, compared to the vanilla storage tanks. So I like to use these for cases like this. So this way we'll be able to accumulate a little bit of oxygen. Okay, we got a bit of a problem here. I didn't think of that. Up until now, this was playing along very nicely and putting a different item in each chest, but I guess we can't really depend on that working forever. So let's actually what we can do. All right, I need to get rid of some of this stuff. Okay, do I have what I need to make a silo? Yes. All right, so what I'll do is I'll make a silo. We'll put it all in the silo, and then I'll use the loader to take out the iron ore. Yeah. But I want to put it there. All right, I'm going to have to get rid of some of this stuff temporarily so I can get this out of the way. There we go. All right, silo there, please. And then we'll put a loader. And then in this case, I'm going to tell it to filter just the iron ore. Smelting, there we go, iron ore. So only iron ore will come out. And then all the other stuff, the slag and the copper ore, as you can see, that'll collect in there, but only the iron ore will come out of there. Okay, so we got that research done. What should we do next? Turrets might be nice. Oil processing, I don't really want to get into. Let me see what I need for plastic, because that's going to be one of the next hurdles we have to jump through. All right. Yeah, so I'll just queue up plastic 1. And that should take care of the prerequisites. Oh, let's look at bioplastics, because that's actually what I want to start with. There's bioplastics 2. Where's bioplastics 1? Okay, there we go. That makes liquid plastic. Okay. Yeah, let's cancel that. Let's do bioplastic instead. We'll just tell it to go to bio. Oh no, I can't do bioplastics 2 because that requires blue science packs. Okay, so let's do bioplastics 1. And then let me check here. We're going to need plastic for the next level of circuits. Okay, so bioplastics will allow us to make liquid plastic. I just want to see what technology I need. Okay, yeah, so I am going to need plastic 1 also, so that I can make plastic bars from the liquid plastic, even though I'm not going to use the petrochemical process. So we'll add plastic 1 after bioplastics, and we'll start to research that. Okay, so oxygen is accumulating, steel is accumulating. I mean, we can see that this works, but this is kind of silly. We'll just do a single loader. We're producing this stuff in very small quantities, obviously. I wouldn't mind putting another inserter here. So hopefully we can at least keep the iron ingots running non-stop as long as we have the iron. It looks like we got our stack bonus already. Yeah, so we're up to 2 on stack bonus, which helps immensely. All right, so this will be able to run. It looks like even this is running at full speed. Is it? Pretty much, yeah. Okay, that's wonderful. And that, what does this take? This takes 120 molten every 4. Or no, it makes 120 every 4. This takes 12 ingots every 4 seconds. And this only makes 6. Okay. So to get the induction furnace running at full speed, we would have to have 2 sets of blast furnaces, which I don't want to do right now. But I think we can put another casting machine on here. So let's do that. I probably should have let that finish. Oh well. All right. Yeah, that's fine. All right, so I'm going to put 2 casting machines like that, and then I'll make some stone pipe. In this case, we have to connect them with a pipe since we have more than one, and we only have 1 output here. All right, and then in this case, I'm not going to be able to use the loaders. We'll load it onto a belt. Come down like this. And now that I have near inserters researched, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hover over this inserter. I'm going to press Shift E, and that gives me a bunch of options for my inserters. So the one that I want is offset. So this is telling me now that we're going straight out to the far side of the belt. I'm going to change the offset on one of them to go to the near side. So we can see that now that one will put the plates on the near side, and that way the belt will be somewhat balanced. Okay, so I feel much better now that we're making lots of steel. I'm going to gobble up a lot of it because I want to start making my crawler. But first, let's get the steel down and joining the rest of its friends on our nice main bus. There we go. Okay. So, for the crawler, where is it? Here it is. So I'm going to need circuits, gears, and engines. And we're not making any engines yet. So we'll need to do that. So let's set up some engine production. I'm going to do that over here. I'm going to need some assembly machines. Looks like I'm short on iron plate. So we'll eat up some iron plates. Yeah, I'm going to use, let's say 4 machines right now. Now you may notice on this playthrough that I'm not producing in precise ratios like I did in my last series, and that's because there's no simple to use planning website for Angels and Bobs, so I really don't know how much I need of all the production of all these different things that I'm doing here. So consequently, I'm going to be improvising for much of this stuff. So I'll just build up something that seems like it will be adequate, and if it isn't, then we'll have to fix it later. Alright, so to make an engine, I need gears, pipes, and steel plate. Okay. So let's put gears and pipes onto a belt. I'll just do one of each. Actually, let me give this a little bit more room. Okay. So I'm going to do gears first, and then we'll do pipes. Okay, we got all of our plastic research done. Metallurgy 2, I don't think I need yet. I don't need advanced refining yet. Landfill might come in handy. I really don't know what I need next. Or processing unlocks a bunch more recipes. Oh, okay, let's do... Yeah, let's do advanced materials. Okay. No, I want my planner. All right, so let's add the engine recipe and calculate our ratios like we often do. Okay, so let's, I'll just start with 100 again so that we can see precise ratios. Okay, so it looks like 100, 5, and 10. So if I do 10 factories making engines, let's see that again, 100, 5, and 10. Oh, okay. Yeah, so if I have one machine making pipes and one making gears, we can support 10 machines making engines. All right, so let's we'll just scale up for that. And I'm going to need more iron plate, it looks like. So let me grab some more iron plate. So we'll just build one, and then I'll make 10 machines making engines. Obviously, I don't need engines that fast yet, but we might as well build it up. All right, so I've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And then I should have a bunch of fast inserters to go along with that. All right, so we'll feed in some iron over here. And then I envision these going onto a belt. And one will insert on the near side and one will insert on the far side. So we'll have a shared belt. We're going to need power there, and we're going to need power there. All right, so let's get iron brought over. Right there. And I need undergrounds. I think a shopping mall should be one of our next goals, so we can stop handcrafting things. Okay, we got advanced materials done. Steam power upgrade would be nice. Let's do power poles and then steam power. There we go. Okay, and then I need iron as well. Now, one thing I could do is have the engines out here. I need to bring in steel. What else do the engines require? I think just steel. Steel pipes. Yeah. Steel pipes and gears. Just thinking that we can make it somewhat more compact this way. All right, now with these I can use yellow inserters on the inputs because they're slow. 10 seconds each, right? Yep. Okay, and then we can bring our steel up here. Please don't run out of belts. Oh, man. Okay, well, fortunately we have plenty more over here. Yay, at least we got that automated. Alright, so let's bring in our wonderful steel that we're now making so efficiently. There we go. Oh, you know what? I should be using a splitter there. There we go. That's better. Okay, and then we just need 10 long inserters. And those will go to our output belt of engines. And again, here we can set every other one to insert on the near side. You can copy those settings just like you would copy chests and things like that. So shift right click and then shift left click. You can see that little yellow arrow at the end move. So that's how you can easily copy your inserter settings. And it looks like I'm going to need more power poles as well. Soon I will be able to make steel power poles, which I should probably actually wait for because that'll save me a lot of wood here, or a lot of wood power poles rather. Okay, so those can start to input. How we doing on this? Looks like the Science Pack 2s are the bottleneck right now. Oh, that's because I'm refilling my inserter supply. All right, well, it looks like I'll be able to get this energy distribution done, at least. While we're waiting for that, I would like very much to make sniper turrets. Okay, so we're going to need military science for that. Sniper turrets are really nice. They allow you to... they shoot more slowly, but they have a longer range and a much higher damage than regular turrets. So I really like to use those for taking out enemy bases. Okay, so now I can make the real power poles. And this way I don't need to have so many of them to cover all these inserters on this side. There we go. And we'll put in lights in the remaining spaces. All right, and this is going to give me engines. Now, for now, I think I will be more than happy enough to put engines in a chest, because I don't have any other use for them right now except for my own personal needs. Okay, so in the next episode, we'll start getting our crawlers put together. And then we can either do military science or the mall. I think I'd like to get military science going, and then we'll do them all. So next episode, military science and crawlers. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Appreciate it as always. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.